I finally entered my first set onto the PSA set registry. Not that I have a lot of them to enter. I only have, out of my sets, there's only 2 of them that I'm working on getting them graded. And even at that point, well, one of them's further along. The 56 set, after the next batch comes back from PSA that I sent off for their October grading special, I might have that one over 50% done. So, but this is my 71 set. A couple of people really been wanting me to do a video on it. I did a video on it like 2 years ago, but it's a bad video because back then my phone, like if anything was longer than like 28 minutes, it wouldn't upload. And so it's longer videos I had to split in 2, or like I flew through it. So one of them, both of the set videos I did back then were just, they're not good videos. So, and I've added a lot to this 71 set. So I have this 71 set. It's complete, 100% complete. A few upgrades here and there, like at the Nashville show that I went to a month ago. Some of the cards I wanted to get would knock off some more of the ones that needed upgrades, because some of the ungraded ones that I have just were either way off center or maybe had a slight crease and just weren't worth sending into PSA. So, but it's 100% complete, and I have 100 and let's do some backwards math. Roughly 130 of the cards graded in PSA 5 or better. That's my goal, is to get this set done in 5 or better. But even with that, when I keyed in the stats, when I entered it into the PSA set registry, the completion percent is only, it's like 18%. But my grade average is like 5.7. So that's, I was happy with that. And it ranked me. I'm in the top 100. So as they get it completed, it'll move up. But, I had a couple of people definitely wanted me to get it on there so they could see, the set, and it automatically puts pictures of, like, with cards that you've had graded recently that they have in their system at PSA. So I apologize for all the annoying colors, but as even going way back, when I first started getting cards graded, I would just put a note that I had it graded. So I wasn't like looking for it, or, oh my God, where is it? Or why is there blank? And so the colors are ugly. I'm sorry, they're a mess. I'm not going to go through and like uniformly replace all the sticky notes and cut up taped pieces of paper on here. But it is going to look annoying especially when I flip to the backside. So I have little white dividers as we go through, just so when there is a card that's not there, you don't see the one behind it, and it's very distracting, So the 71 set, I did not really give a darn about 10 years ago and older. Just, I don't know why. A couple of my favorite cards are from it. As a kid, I remember being annoyed that everything was in lowercase on the player names, which I'm like, it was like grammar absence day at Tops when but I had a chance. I forgot who knew somebody who was selling, and they were sight unseen, and I just, I bought them, or not bought them, bought one. He had and my friend was telling me this was a friend of his, he had like a 69, a 70, and a 71 complete sets and binders, and they were apparently in great condition. The 69 and 70 I thought were overpriced, but for this, and it was missing. They're all missing, like, I don't know, 50 or 60 cards, and I'm like, you know what? I'll go with this, because if it is really in as nice a shape as he said, then the 71 would be the one to go for, because it's so condition sensitive. And why am I drifting into space here? And if I did the whatever remaining cards I needed to buy, I figured it'd be not as expensive or budget breaking to fill in the 71s than the, let's say, 70 and 69 high numbers. So I have no regrets that I got it. I'm ecstatic that I did, because it did turn out to be nice. you do really get to learn about this set when you have to find some of the ones that are missing, because there's some of the short prints and some of the high numbers are just completely ridiculous in value. So luckily I had most of them, but some when I've had to chase them down. There was a couple, I mean, I remember vividly some of the last ones I needed to complete the set, because they were just like, I'm like, you're kidding me. I'm not spending $80 for this low grade, especially I wanted everything in a 5 or better. Okay, so just kind of going to run through the set. You can see a lot of them are graded. The graded ones are all in the periphery here. So I'm going to grab each stack of that series of cards as we go through them in the binder. And we're going to start off with the only one that I forgot I had. And I don't know how I forgot I had, but it was I had like 4 of them ungraded. And none of them were worth sending in. I'm like, they're going to get a 4 at best. So I thought, at one point I picked up one in a better than a 5, and then don't know why I didn't know I had it, and then picked up another one. So card number 1, I have 2 of them graded. It's a card number 1, which is, of course, sometimes some of the harder cards to get in a set, because it's the first card in a set. Back then, even in the early mid-'80s until I stopped using rubber bands, your top and bottom cards are going to be destroyed. So card number 1 is the Orioles team in a 6.5. But I forgot I had this. So I also have, and so the one I keyed in for my registry is this Orioles team in a 7. So yeah, I should sell one. I need to sell one. I will sell one, but these 71's graded, even with, everybody's, oh my God, sky is falling down market and everything. A lot of these keep going up. And okay, can I make a comment on everybody is, if you have cards, I wouldn't worry, because it's not the cards inherently that are losing value or going down because they're not, there's not as many. Okay, yeah, there are a few more collectors that have dropped off, but read the room. I mean, my goodness sakes, I don't buy anything except stuff to put in my mouth or put in the tank of my truck. That's it. I have a friend who said she makes double what she did 5 years ago, yet for the first time in her life, she's not even making it paycheck to paycheck. She now has credit card debt, never has in her life. I never had credit card debt until 2.5 years ago, and now I have 5 cards at like 16,000 total. So everybody's completely effed in this economy. So that's why, if you don't have money, you're not going to go, okay, I'm going to go buy this, $230 Hank Aaron card. You can't. You can't do it. So with the card values, just relax. When, we stop getting screwed in this economy with just seems purposeful to me. There will be money for cards. So it's just, yeah, I better not say anymore because I will yeah. All right. So card number 2 is a 7, Doc Ellis. Most of mine are 5s and 6s. I think I only have a couple of 8s. Can't even dream of ever having a 9. A 9 is, yeah, insane. If you guys have seen prices of even 9s of commons, because it's just, look at that. Look at that 7. And it's just, even one that doesn't have, obvious centering down towards the bottom. It is just a 7. You're going to be like, oh my God, where's the flaw? But yeah, so that's card number 2. Card number 3 up here is ungraded. Card number 4. Card number 5, I'd love to have in better than a 5, but I've graded a couple others. I've gotten 3s and 4s, but here's my 5 for the Munson. Second year card, his Gold Cup card. His rookie is 70, but this is probably his most popular card, one of the most beautiful and popular cards of the 70s overall. Just crazy, crazy awesome card. Luckily I have most of the stars, most of the short prints, most of the high numbers graded. And now it's just getting the rest of these commons graded. You know, like these probably, most likely, most of these are going to be getting 5s. If I have a doubt it's going to get 5 or better, I may just, you know, if something's on eBay for 10, 12 bucks in a 5 or better, I'll just buy it. So that's card 6. Card 7's graded. This one I graded recently, Jim Holt. This one got a 5. Card 8 is Lightning McQueen. Card 9, George Scott. This is one that, you know, I don't know because of how close it is to the edges here. If it would get a 5 or better, but I've actually seen 71s just because I mean, look at how it's like the 79s. There is not much border to work with, so it may look like, oh my God, no, that's going to get a miscut. But really, if you're looking at it, that's kind of 85, 15, 90, 10. So that would, you know, that is in that 5 range. So it's just, you know, what do they call it? A game time decision whether I send in that to get graded or find one that's already graded. Okay, next batch of cards, and we're going to put the paper behind just so we don't get the annoying. I mean, it's not annoying to me, but it could be annoying to everybody watching. So, because see, without the paper, then you're like, whoa, who's that Phillies guy right there in the center? No, see, that's the next page. You can't look at that one yet. All right, Claude Osteen is card 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 is graded. Concepcion rookie, Concepcion in a 6. I'd say 95% of these I got graded of cards that I either bought raw or had when I bought this set. The other few are ones that I just ended up buying already graded. So lower numbers on each page. I don't have as many graded, but up higher up, definitely there's more. Like 50 of the like 130 that I have graded are all like in numbers like 580 to the last card in the set. So I focused on getting the hard stuff graded first. So, but just most of the rookies are people who really didn't make it. There are cool pictures in here that I like. Norm Miller, that's a cool picture. Now we're up to card 19 is Skip Pitlock. Okay, 20 is a Reggie. Got lucky and got this in really nice grade, a 6 for a Reggie. Third year Reggie. All right, so that's card 20, 21, 22. That's cool. Oscar Gamble, before he had hair out 7 inches off his ears. Rich Hand, Clarence Gaston. Card 26 is the Bly 11 rookie. Got that in a 6. I always forget. I don't know why I always think I have it in a 5. And then I surprised myself. I'm like, oh yeah, I have it in a 6. I have the Garvey graded. I got it graded long before I had this set, so it's somewhere. But when I find it, I'm going to put it with the set, get it entered in. I think I have the Garvey in a 6. All right, 1971 rookies. Hopefully you guys can see these. I tilted this up with some boxes to like, so it's facing you a little bit. So, and then this camera assembly. I don't have anything to show for the free giveaway if I knock over a camera, but I assure you that I will give you something because this is a very precariously balanced setup we have right now. All right, nobody graded on this page, but some nice shape things. You can see most of the issues are just the centering, like on this Ron Klimkowski. But still, I do think, so some of them that I did like upgrade and get other cards were it's kind of like almost like a diamond cut or whatever they call it, where up here it was like really touching the border. But that's pretty even there. It's still looking 90-10 to me, so I might get that graded. There's a Hall of Famer right here, Phil Necro. So I'll get that one graded eventually. Just, budgeting between this and the 56 set to get graded. And now we're off to this page here. We have one graded card. Any big names on that? That's a cool Lee May. Oh, and what's funny with this, also I found in the 73 set, when you look at the 73 set, sometimes there's like 9 players all falling over each other in a picture. And they're like, wait a minute, which one is he? Is he the guy leading off? Oh, okay, there you can barely see. It's May on his jersey. Okay, there's Lee May. And it's just, sometimes it's hard. It's funny with early 70s top sets. The Hunter I picked up ungraded at the Nashville show, so now that one's ready to send off. Oh, where's my card? 38 is Jim Colburn in a 7. So that one up there. So I just have notes for what's graded already, so I don't make the same mistake. But if you're going to make a mistake and get 2 graded cards, I mean, card number 1 of the set ain't a bad mistake to make. So let's insert the paper. All right, number 46, Dave Campbell. I don't know why there's a couple of Padres guys that are just, tell me, does he not look like a rabbit with his teeth? So you know what this looks like? If you have kids, about 10 years ago, 12 years ago, there was a really popular kids show with these 2 rabbit kids. It was an older rabbit and her younger brother, Max and Ruby. I freaking loved that show. This guy looks like Max. The face, because Max always had kind of that mischievous look on his face, and he was a rabbit, and the way he's showing his teeth there, Dave Campbell looks like a rabbit. I don't know. It just strikes me. So that's card 46. Every time I see Johnny Jeter, I wonder if he's a distant uncle of Derek Jeter. So a lot of these are kind of in nice shape. Looking at them, yeah, I can't wait to get these graded. Card 50 is, okay, so with some of these, it had I had made notes when I sent them to get graded, so I didn't get another one. I think originally it says getting graded or needs to get graded, or you can see the process of my scratched off notes and finally graded in holder. So number 50, McCovey, got a 6. Beautiful McCovey card. We have, who's this guy over here? Some of these papers are Steve Klein. Number 52, graded and holder, is a couple of rookies that I don't think did too much in a 7. Paul Blair, longtime Orioles player. Came up big for them in all their playoff runs. Checklist, I'm lucky that whatever checklists I don't have graded are not marked, and they're in pretty decent shape. And then this also, sets like this gave me a new appreciation for older checklists. That, you know what? Some of those suckers have some value in high grade. Because how many checklists from when people were kids? I mean, my checklists were, I remember my first set I put together as a kid. The first one I completed was 84 Fleer. And, yeah, every single checklist was my method of keeping track of who I needed. All right, number 55 is graded. That is Steve Carlton. I just picked this up at the Nashville show because I had sent one off in my last 71's grading, and it got a 4. And trying to find one overgraded was overpriced. finding one ungraded online, even though somebody said was like X plus. It didn't look X plus. So you can see, I mean, in a 6, look at this. To me, this looks better than a 6. So card 55 is Steve Carlton. We have some other guys. There's some classic names in here, like earlier, the Dodgers pitcher Sandy Vance, Vaughn Joshua. I don't know why some of these card names just, I mean, it stick out. Gene Mauch was a doggone manager in the 80s into the 90s. And look at that. So that's an early manager card. Then we got the batting leaders. Some of these I've had a tough time getting good grades on the leader cards. So I haven't sent a lot of these off yet. I do have I think just one of them graded. The NL RBI leaders, card 64. Is in a 5 with Bench, Perez, and Billy Williams. I love it when they show the leaders. Like, I mean, when you have a list this long, even somebody only had 50 RBIs is in the leader list. You got people you don't remember being a leader, like Diego Segui with the A's, leading an ERA in the American League. Or Frank Howard being the home run leader in 1970. Just cards like this, it's just, it's history, you know, it's neat to go back and just, and people forget. I mean, I remember just how dominant didn't they have a 1 year where there were 4 20-game winners on the Orioles? I mean, their pitching was dominant between Jim Palmer, Mike Cuellar, Dave McNally. They had awesome pitching staffs. So I love cards like this to, you know, reminisce. All right, let's move our sheets of paper forward. All right, this one again, only one on this page graded, number 74. It's another rookies. Twins rookies, Ham and Jim Nettles, not Greg Nettles. And a 5.5. You know, it's hilarious, and this might be one of them. So when I keyed it, it's neat. I mean, I'd never used the PSA set registry. So when you key it in, it shows how many are at your grade and how many higher, and your grade and your weighted grades. So it weights the grades for a lot of the short prints and stuff. And for, I'm going to say 3 or 4 of these half grades of pretty common players. I mean, even though there's like 500 graded, it was a 1 of 1. So like on some of these, when I had a 5.5, it was the only 5.5 in existence. So, I mean, it's neat. There's nothing value driven in it, but unless somebody's like, you know, nuts and like, oh, that's a challenge to put together the whole 71 set in 5.5 grade. Well, then this might have some value, but I just thought it was kind of funny. Bill Melton is somebody that I didn't realize what a good player he was until, like, I don't know, I got some cards of him and just started looking, and he was a good player for the White Sox. And I believe then before that or after that, the Cubs. So here's the rest of them. Really nice Felix Millan. So you can see these are all waiting for and wanting to be graded. So I can't wait, but just got to do it in pieces. But yeah, it was a little depressing that with all the card stacks of these that I have graded already, not that far into the set. All right, on this page, we have Tim Foley. He played for a while, I think then into the 80s with the Angels. I don't remember Randy Bob. Marcel Latchman. Ken Brett. All right, so number 85 is graded. That's Billy Grabarkowitz in a, yeah, that was a 5.5. It says a 5. And card number 90 is graded. Joe Pepitone got a 6. All right, now we're into the... All right, well, there's nobody graded on this sheet, so you can view the sheet of raw while I go get the next stack. So here's my stack of 100 through 199. What we got here? Got Norm McRae and Denny Riddleberger, rookie. I don't think they mounted anything. This Tiant, I might need to buy another or get it graded. It's just, it's quite a bit low on that bottom there, but everybody says he may make the Hall of Fame. Louis Tiant. Mark Bellinger, great defensive player for those great Orioles teams. So that's cards through 99, then 100. It's Pete Rose. Slip the divider in. Oh, there's nobody graded on that sheet. Oh, well, I'll do it like this. We'll figure this out, right? Pete Rose gets a 5, or has a 5, or got a 5. And then let's see, these rookies. Ken Forsch threw a new no-hitter, and so did his brother. Larry Howard, there's a cool action shot there. Roy Foster, Gold Cup. Canigliaro, that's a hair, it's not a crease. One of the saddest stories in baseball. You should watch a documentary on him if you don't know who that is. Just, yeah, really sad. 106. Tom Dukes in a 6. Mazeroski was still playing. Lloyd Colson and Bobby Mitchell rookies. Manny Mota. And there's Tony's brother, Tony Canigliaro. I didn't know they had them that close in the sets there, but so Tony Canigliaro was with the Red Sox, and I didn't realize then he did get sent off to the Angels. I think he had a resurgence of a couple of years in 72 and 73, and then his younger brother, Billy Canigliaro. Don Clendenin, he's a good player. Card 117 is the Ted Simmons rookie in a 5. See, I always liked Ted Simmons cards, kind of like, Dave Kingman cards. There's just, I don't know, it's a player I gravitated to when I started collecting in the early 80s, and I had a ton of Ted Simmons cards. And when I looked on the back, catchers were like, people who hit 11 home runs and batted .229. And then when I look on the back at Ted Simmons cards, well, it's not going to show it on this because he has just one line of stats. And, a catcher hitting over 300 with like 170 hits. And I'm like, man, this is a good catcher. Why don't anybody give a darn about this guy? Well, he made the Hall of Fame. So I was just looking at the stats. I never saw him play, but just looking at his stats, I thought, this guy's a good player. All right, on this page here, Cookie Rojas. That's an awesome mob name. Frank Lucchesi. Eddie Watt. Here's another checklist that might be a little too high up to get graded up there. You can see way big border and almost none there. So that one I might not waste the time on or the money on getting graded and just buy one. But it is unmarked. Ray Fosse. I don't know. There's so many Pete Rose fans that laugh at him destroying Ray Fosse in the... Was it I think it was the 71 All-Star game. This guy was going to, he was going to be an all-time great catcher. And he actually passed away a couple of years ago. And I think he was a radio and TV announcer for the A's for over 25 years. And he is one of the best announcers I've ever listened to. Died way too young. I think he was only like 72 years old. But he was a good guy and a good catcher. All right, a bunch graded in this one. It's kind of a solemn set going through. Well, a lot of these guys are dead, and it stinks that now we're getting into the cards stars that we loved in the 80s are all starting to die, and now some in the 90s. It's like, oh, man. Just, yeah, it's part of life. But Danny Thompson got a 5. That's card 127 up there. Number 131, graded and holder. This is an awesome action shot. I mean, this is just, woof. Looks like beer league softball guy just swung for the fences and his gut carried him further into his little pretzel twist there. But so this card, Kurt Bleflary, got a 6, or is a 6. I mean, I got some of these got graded years ago. Jose LeBoy, Rick Monday. I want to get his autograph. It's one of those I'm going to regret if I don't somehow do that before he passes away. I mean, he's getting up there in age too. You know, guy who likes this country a lot, supporter of military, respects the flag. So, I'm going to make maybe that one of my top priorities for 2024 is to get a really nice autograph of him. 133 graded. Mickey Lolich had some really good years in a 5. Oh, and also I have the Bobby Grich rookie graded somewhere that I need to find and add. So I just haven't, if I know I have it, I haven't been like scrambling to put it with all these, but I need to get those all together. So here I have a ton grade. I don't know. I guess there's a lot of them were nice on this sheet. When I saw this sheet, just sent everything away. 136 Duffy Dyer in a 5.5. So this is another one of those. I think this is the only 5.5 in existence. Just, it's funny to me. And then 138 is a 6. Joe Lease and Willie Montanez. I know I just bought this off eBay because I got sent mine to get graded. Got a 4. I'm like, okay, I don't have another one, so I'll pay, $13 or so. I got this already graded in a 6. So Gaylord Perry, Hall of Famer, I need to still get graded. So 141. Frank Quilici in a 5. 142. Mac Jones in a 5. 143 is Steve Blass. I think it is Steve Blass. It's the they joke the Steve Blass syndrome. If you've never heard his story, another fun baseball story sad in a way of like, oh my God, what the heck happened to his ability to throw a strike? But interesting story. Steve Blass in a 5. And card 144, Jackie Hernandez in a 6. So if I had a lot of the pages where I had this many graded, I'd be almost complete with this set, or almost completely graded. Set's complete, just long ways to get it totally graded. So, but as we get further along, do more and more pages like that. 145, Bill Singer in a 6.5. Ralph Houck, another longtime manager. Number 149 graded is Mike Hirschberger in a 7. Dell, rookies I never heard of. Tommy Davis. Had some good years in the playoffs for the Dodgers in the 60s. Seaver, 160, is a 6. Anybody else of note on this page? Jerry Royce was a good pitcher. That's a checklist in nice shape that I will get graded. It's unmarked, and it's, oh, that's beautifully centered, too. Come on. Easy, Seabiscuit. All right. Nobody graded on here. Milt Wilcox had some good years for the Tigers. Let's have to see if that one's going to get graded or get one that's already graded. 172, graded a 5.5. Duke Sims. Anybody else of note on this page? Not really any rookies of note. Al Kaline, there's one of the last Hall of Famers. I think I've been holding off on this one because I'm like, is that going to get a 5? Is that too far off? Or do I want a nicer one? But, I mean, otherwise it's sharp. You can see the colors in the corners. But let's see. Dave Duncan, a friend of mine. I went to high school with a lot of snobs. So his dad was a doctor. And in the early 70s, did knee surgery or a surgery. I think it was knee surgery on Dave Duncan. So, but yeah, him, his family, not Dave Duncan, but my friend, freaking snob. Oh, yeah, that's why I'm not really in touch with anybody from high school because I didn't like them. All right. A little bit of background on my life here. 181, Hal Lanier, and it is 6. Mr. Downing. Oh, I didn't know he played with Aaron. Well, he gave up Aaron's record-breaking home run. There's Gil Hodges as a manager. 188, Bobby Valentine, rookie. And that, I'm shocked I got a 6. Look at how much is not on that edge. So you could see with how little border that these 71s have. I mean, even with not much of a border over there, you can get them graded and get, 5 or 6 on them. I mean, like I said, I'm happy with 5 or above on these. George Mitterwald got a 7. It's card 189 right there. Oh, I do have the Bobby Grich in this. God, this is one of my favorite all-time cards. Just it's one of those with the image is just stunning because I think it's the first 71 I owned as a kid, and so this one I bought ungraded in the last couple of years and sent it off, and like, oh my God, it got a 7. This is one of the favorite cards in my whole collection. I don't know why, but look at his stats. He's an amazing second baseman. So 193, card 183, and a 7. I love this card. This is one of those that's always just forever the images in my mind. And then 195, we have, I don't have many of these graded also because a lot of mine just don't seem to be in the, as nice a shape as some of the ones that I've gotten graded first. So, but I need to get a lot more of these World Series and playoff cards knocked out. So this is Powell, Muscles the Twins, in a 6. Boog Powell. Very popular player back then. I'm not going to put it there. You already see the card behind it. We'll do it like that. All right, some more of the playoffs there. 203 is... I need to grab the next stack. 203 is Larry Gura in a 6. More known for his Royals years. That's card 203. A couple of rookies don't know much about. Decent checklist. Another one that, you could see the process of its journey through time of, needing to sending it, and then getting it back in a 6. Rod Carew, card 210. One of my favorite players to collect, Carew. There's your ERA leader, based on that card we saw earlier, Diego Segui. Here's card 216 of Reggie Cleveland, rookie, in a 5. And we have, I'll slip these into the next couple there. All right. Some decent, Ron Santo, I need to get him graded. That corner down there is really rounded, so I got to see if that one's going to get graded or get another one. 224. I don't know why Cecil Upshaw picture is always funny to me. Alan Gallagher in a 7.5. One of the highest that I have graded for this set. So card 224. $233 is Larry Boa in a 5. Anybody else of note on this page? Lowenstein. He had a long career, most notably with the... he had a lot of years with the Orioles. Willie Stargell. Ooh. Very of note. I need to get that one graded. Like I said, there's a few Hall of Famers that I had yet to get graded. I kind of went through and picked out like the best of the best, the ones that I knew had the best chance of 5 or better, and then ones that were a little more borderline I held off on. Nothing graded on this sheet here. We have Jim Cott, recent Hall of Famer. That's like his 11th year card there, but need to get that. Hoyt Wilhelm, Hall of Famer, way low there, but you could see with some of those others that did get good grades that might still get a 5, but you can see why I've held off on that one. Bench, card number 250 in a 5. Nobody really of note there. Dick Green was the A's leader in most second base categories all the way up into the 80s. In all-time categories for a second baseman. Joe Morgan in a 6. See, that's one of those cool shots. Look at that. Number 268, Phillies team in a 6. I like on the team cards, it shows like the team's all-time records and who holds them. 271. Look at that. Look at that Vada Pinson. I guess is that, yeah, Cleveland right there. Look at that. But this guy's in the dirt too. That's such an awesome shot. Look at that. Bill Zepp, card 271 in a 7. Also one of my all-time favorite rookies. I collected a lot of oh my God. Dave Kingman, Ted Simmons, George Foster cards. His 70s and 80s cards. I do have his rookie graded too. I think it's up on my display. Again, one of those I got graded because I love the card so much and got it before I bought the set. So I do have this one graded also. So I do have a few more to add to the set. But just one of the great power hitters of the 70s. And nobody graded on this page. Fergie. Hall of Famer that still needs to be graded. So you can see this set is just loaded with stars, and Bando is in nice shape. Jeez. Stars and a few rookies, Hall of Famers. Number 290, Tony Oliva in a 5. Bobby Bonds. I don't know, his cards are cool. All right, let's grab the next stack. And this is one that I had to buy. This is one of the ones I did buy already graded because I just couldn't find a ungraded copy that was in nice of shape, and mine was pretty beat up. This is the, look at that action shot. Classic shot there. Card number 300, Brooks Robinson in a 5.5. Could be the nicest player that ever played, and just it is heartbreaking that he passed away in the last month or so. Oh man. 301, Earl Wilson in a 7. It's a cool action shot there too. So these are back to back in the set. You have the Kirkpatrick and the Robinson. Cards 299 and 300. I'm going to have to pick up the pace because I have to pick up the kids. I have to leave in 15 minutes, and this is running long. So more non-graded there. We have 323 graded here. Billy Champion, which is, I think, an awesome baseball name, in a 7. So I'll stop doing the spacer thingy and just, well, maybe a page like this. It's distracting, so there we go. All right, 325 is Marshall in a 6. Classic Brooks Robinson right there. That World Series where his defense was just incredibly key. 326, Richie Scheinblum in a 7. Boog Powell again, doing damage in the series. 328, Buford in a 6. And 333, Clay Kirby in a 6. And nobody graded here. Garvey, there it is. That one's worth grading too. I mean, cards like this, I mean, even if I grade 2 or 3 Steve Garvey rookies, I mean, yeah, I got to get that one graded. I don't know why I didn't already. It just, I mean, when he hits the Hall of Fame, and there's no reason people like Roberto Alomar and who's the third baseman from the Phillies who just got in? I don't remember, but Scott Rowland. I mean, come on, Garvey, much better player. Sorry to offend people, but Garvey will be in. Milt May, he had a long career. Card 343 in a 6. Card 343 in a 6 and 346 in a 7. Lum. Manager card. And card 350 is Billy Williams in a nice 6. And nobody graded on this page. See, this is one of those cards. Look at this card. I mean, look at all these. Where is he? Where's Bud? Which one is he? So first you think it's a guy sliding, but these are Mets uniforms. And Bud Harrelson is a shortstop, so I mean, there's the second baseman maybe running behind to cover. Is that center fielder? But maybe that's Bud. Look at this card. I gotta move this. Look. Where's Waldo? Where's Bud? Now, the bummer with this card, you can see that one. Definitely, I got to get another one because that upper border up there, nah, that's not even going to cut a 5. But still, look at that freaking hilarious card. I love it. I love cards like that where it's just a mess. We're like, oh my God, it's like September 12th, and we don't have a picture of the guy. Go snap one. Any game, any picture, just get a darn picture of him. So, yeah, I love just wacky stuff like that. All right. So I'm not going to do the paper here to save time. I said that before, and I still lied to you guys. Don Sutton, Hall of Famer. Ron Stone in a 7. Card 366. 368. Bob Veal in a 7. 369 is a checklist in a 6. So you look at that border, that's still got a 6. So, I mean, yeah, I got to go through and stop being so picky with some of these and just keep getting them graded. Don't worry. They should get at least 5s. Like I said, that's my goal for this set. 371. Jack Hyatt in a 7. That's a cool Torrey card in action there. Tito Fuentes. There's a cool Ted Williams manager card. And a little rougher shape than the others in this set. So 381 Fred Gladding in a 6. Fingers. Again, that one I might need to find another. That is way, way off. See, that's where the borders really get to the point where, like, you know what? I don't think they're going to give that even a 5. So I just may have to get another one. All right, 391 in a 6. 392. That's cool. Action shot there. Grant Jackson in a 6. This one right here, the Roy White. Al Oliver. Really good player. All right, now we're into the 400s. Hank Aaron in a 6.5. It's one of my nicer Hall of Fame cards. See anybody else of note on here? Metzger. His 1980 Topps card is one of my favorite all time. 410 is Ken Holtzman in a 5.5. Had good years with the A's in their 72 through 74 World Series years. Nobody graded on this page. Nobody graded on this page. Nobody graded on this page. Yeah, it's weird. In the 400s, I think that's the least that I have graded in the... Wow, nobody graded on this page. Shamsky, that's an awesome freaking pick there. Look at that. There's the ball. He's like, don't hit me in the elbow or wrist. Bob Gibson, Hall of Famer. I need to get that graded. No, nobody graded on this page. And 463, Tom Kelly in a 5. Nobody graded on this page, but cool action shot there. .484 is Don Wilson in a 5. Cool Gene Michael shot there. Ken McMullen, you recognize that name? He's on the Pete Rose rookie card. .495, Felipe Alou in a 5. All right, now we're into the 500s. Oh, and I don't know why. Do you notice a lot of the 70s team cards of the Cubs It's not a team picture. It's always done up like this with headshots. I need to find out why. I have no, if anybody knows, let me know, because that's, I mean, think of it. Think of all the 70s cards where they're the only team in the set where it's not a team picture. And I'm sure they took a team picture. All right, 510 is Ken Harrelson in a 6. Here's a biggie. Ryan in a 5. Card 513. You can see by the label up there, it's one of the older, or yeah, one of the oldest holders. This was graded a while ago. That is a key card in the set. 4th year Ryan. There's Tommy John. Pretty sure he'll be on the Hall of Fame too. Little action shot of Ron Woods also. 516, Ted Kubiak in a 6. 521, LeRon Lee in a 7. John Blue Moon Odom, card 523 in a 6.5. Ernie Banks in a 5. Card 525. $530, Yaz, another one of the highest graded Hall of Famer and superstars in a 7. I was ecstatic when this came back, when I sent it to get graded. 7. See, anybody else of significance? 537 is Tom Egan in a 7. And now there are these starting to get into this series up through the rest of the set. A lot of short prints and cards. You're like, why is that so expensive? Card 541, Bob Berta. Berta in a 6 right there. 541. This Bob Miller's quite a bit off center there. 544 is Vida Blue in a 6. Man, what a career he would have had if he stayed off the drugs, huh? Well, just like Dwight Gooden and Darryl Strawberry. 548 graded, Don Mason in a 5. And this is where the sheet behind is distracting, I'm sorry. And 549, Jim Brewer in a 5. Oh, almost a total camera knock. Did you see? It almost went flying. All right, Killebrew. Need to get you graded. Okay, there's a video guy put out, Phillies fans something or whatever. Go watch his video. It's from, I don't know, it's from this year, about the Lowell Palmer card and why he has shades and what Topps Heritage did in like 2021 with the same card number with a Phillies pitcher. Cool story. It's a short video. Go watch it. Yeah, Lowell Palmer. And nobody graded here. Rusty Staub. Nobody graded here. Jim Bunning, one of his last cards. 577 is a 7. Jim Lowenborg, this is one of those was impossible. And I have no idea how I got it in the 7 because it's a short print and it is a tough card to find. Let me tell you, from looking for a while for it. And Mike Jorgensen on the next page. Nope, on the next page. 596 in a 6. All right, last 200s to go. 600, Willie Mays in a 5. Pirates team in a 7. This is one of those that's it got a bump up in the PSA registry because apparently it's a hard card or short print, or I don't know. I was shocked. So that was card 603, 608. Mike Wegener. Okay, this is one of the first ones that I was like chasing down, and I'm like, oh my, I cannot find this card. One, there weren't that many graded. Maybe there are, but they all got snatched up. It took me forever to find one in a 5 or a 6, or even I was just looking for a 5, and I finally, at the time, overpaid for the 6. But I'm like, oh my gosh, I need this card. What is with this card? It's a very short printed card, apparently, and hard to get in good condition. You could see even with the centering, this got a 6, but man. So this is one of the ones that really woke me up to think of, like, finding out, like, there's some hard crud in this set. So that was card 608 in a 6. Larry Heisel. Whoops. Turn the page. Card 616. Larry Heisel in a 7. Card 619. Checklist in a 6. And did Frank Howard just passed away in the last week, I think. That was sad. Doggone it. See, it's a depressing video. Lou Brock in a 6.5. Card 625. $630. Clemente in a 5. Big card in the set. But 5's the best I could get. So I'm okay with that. That's why I had a goal of 5 or higher, and that's what we're doing. 633 in a 6. Just some rookies here. But some of these higher numbered rookies, again, they are short printed. They are, yeah, they're tough. Frank Robinson, I got to get you graded too, doggone it. Bobby Floyd in a 5, card 646. It's right there. 648 is a 7. Oh yeah, this is another. Is this the yeah, the Matlack rookie? So this is a this is an expensive card. Shocking, and I forgot how I got it in a 7. I think I just got lucky because that's a big card there. Same. Again, it's short printed also. Here's another short print, 649, the Sparky Lyle. This one took me a while. I didn't have a good one to get graded, so I bought this already graded in a 6. Card 649. Card 655, Mike Epstein in a 5. 656, Gary Nyman in a 6. And here you can see we'll add more and more of these graded because they're all the Paul Lindblad, high numbers and short prints in a 5. Anybody else significant in here? 664. This is funny. All their last names are Reynolds. So Archie, Bob, and Ken Reynolds. I don't know. It's hilarious. In a 5. That was 664, 665. Swoboda. This is another short print in a 6. So that has some value there. 673 in a 6. 680 in a 6. 682. Terry Harmon in a 6. Don't see anybody else of note, but these are all in nice shape. So these will all, of course, get graded. 689. Frank Baker in a 6. 690. Bob Moose, this is another short print in a 5.5. I only know this just because some of these were so dang hard to get, and And a 7. AL rookie pitchers. Card 692 right there. Sparky Anderson. All right, you can see more and more of these are getting graded in this in the back here. 694, Hal Rennick in a 6. 696 up there. Jerry Morales in a 6. 7 on the Brewers team. Card 698. So I told you all this would be distracting if I didn't use the spacer, but I need to be like in my truck in 4 minutes driving very fast. So I'm sorry. I'm doing like the last time I did this. I need to leave myself like 3 hours for when I do these set things because... All right, Boog Powell, number 700 and a 7. Love that grade. And 702 and a 6, Milt Ramirez. Did I do 698? Who was 698? Yeah, the Brewers team. All right. And 704. J.C. Martin and an 8. So this is one of the two. I think I have 2 8s in this set. Isn't that nuts? Look at that. That's for 71 and an 8. That's insanity. Okay, card 705, Dick Selma and a 6. Okay, this is another early on when I was trying to upgrade or get cards graded, or this is one of the early on ones too that really struck me. It's like, oh my, are you kidding me? This card is insane. So again, this is short printed, and it's just such a premium on this dang card. So this is the one that I have in a 6. The Don Baylor and Dusty Baker rookie. So this is another very short printed and high number. And they're not Hall of Famers, but they were stars, and it's a rookie. Yeah, that was a tough one. That was tough as heck. All right, 714, Dick Williams, manager card in a 6. Billy Wynn in a 6, card 718. So these are all high numbers. And a lot of these are short prints. 721. John Morris in a 6. 722, the Astros team. This is another short print in a 6. 725, Gary Gentry. This was one of the last 3 that I needed to like complete the set. These were ones that like I didn't even have them ungraded, and I just went ahead and bought them graded in a 7. Very tough card and a short print. So I went ahead, bit the bullet, got it in a little nicer shape. So I got it in a 7. 728, rookie outfielders in a 7. Let's see, some other, nobody significant there. 731, Jim Qualls in a 6. Preston Gomez, card 737 in a 7. That's, where are we? Oh, I got 2 of them. That's why I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Duplicate. Oh, dupe, decide which to grade. Oh, there's 2 of them. What? No, there's 2 Mel Queens. Okay, see, I'm confusing myself here. So this is 737, graded and holder, but I also put a Mel Queen. Yeah. I need to not do that to myself. But anyways, they're both, I guess, nice, and I don't know which one to grade. So that's 737, but there's 2 Mel Queen 736s. But 737 is there. 738, Russ Gibson in a 7. Sorry, it got a little darker. Sun just went behind some clouds. 740, Aparicio in a 6. And you can see as I got towards the end of the set with the highest of the high numbers, and most of these are short prints up in this area of the set, I just got them all graded. Skip Gwynn in a 5, 741. 742 is my other 8. Royals team. In an 8. And John O'Donohoe, or I don't know how to say that, but in a 6. 743. 746 is Andy Costco in a 7. 747. Pitching rookies in a 6. And the last page of the set, everything's graded except the McLean. So 748 is John Purdon in a 5.5. 749, Ken, not even going to pronounce it, in a 5. 751, Al Weiss in a 6. This was one of also the last 3 that I needed for the set. 752, he just passed away, I think yesterday. Dick Drago, sad, in a 5. Last card of the set. So thanks for watching. Sorry I had to speed it up at the end. I'm going to show you one thing which made up part of the holder is these just came in the mail. Golden Lion Series B. We've been waiting for these. I jumped on the website the day they came out on the 11th, and they are here, and I will be opening them as part of my Insanity Rip series, which I'm going to try to do 20 days worth of ripping. All right, guys, thank you again. My 71 set complete. 18% graded, and my goal is 5 to 10 years to have this completely done and then put it up for sale for, I don't know what it'd be worth at that time. But thank you guys. Take care. I appreciate it.